We are happy to be here on behalf of Dickinson Center Incorporated's Children's Prevention Services at their sweater drive kickoff, and we are really happy to have with us. We know him a little bit as David Newell, but David, gosh, we all know you as somebody else, don't we?
Mr. McFeely, speedy delivery for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That's how I'm best known, I think.
Well, that show, of course, as you know, has just had a major impact on so many young kids throughout the years. And while we have you here, if we could, take us back a little bit with your experience on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Okay, well, it started in 1968. It came on the air on public television, and locally, I think you see Mr. Rogers on WPSU. It's on the weekend, I believe, but it's also online now. Your viewers and listeners can go to pbskids.org and see 50 Mr. Rogers programs anytime they want to. But you know, I started and thought I had a job for 1 year. I interviewed with Fred Rogers back in the summer of '67, and he told me, well, this program is going to go on national now. It was regional. And he hired me as his assistant to help with the puppets. And also he said, I want you to do this one part of the delivery man. And so I said, well, that's fine. I'll be here for a year. It was in Pittsburgh we did it. And here I am, 40-some years later. Never thought I'd have this long of a run as Mr. McFeely, but I'm looking for another 40 years.
Tell us a little bit about working with Fred Rogers.
You know, his mission was to create a program that is positive experiences for young children or families with young children. He wanted to give the kids a worldview of what's available. He was so serious about what he was doing. He wasn't a performer. He was the real thing. And if you met him off camera, his wife used to say, what you see is what you get. Yeah. And that was Fred. And he was so dedicated to children. He was particular of what we would put on camera. Everything was written, well thought out, researched. We did, over 1,000 programs over the years, and they're all in reruns. And people can buy them on Amazon.com, too. So if you ever grow up with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you can buy a program that you happen to like on Amazon.com.
We're talking with Mr. McFeely, of course, from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, who, by the way, is in St. Mary's today in conjunction with a drive that we're really excited about, sponsored by Dickinson Center Incorporated's Children's Prevention Services. Mr. McFeely, Mr. Rogers' trademark was his sweater, right?
That's right, and one of the original ones is in the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. If you're ever there, go to the, I think it's the American Culture part of the Smithsonian, and they have the ruby slippers are there, and Mr. Rogers' sweater, and I think Archie Bunker's chair, for those who remember Archie Bunker. But yes, it was his trademark. You know, his mother made a lot of his sweaters.
Mr. McFeely's visit to St. Mary's today is courtesy of St. Mary's Insurance Agency, and we certainly appreciate their participation in bringing you up so that I could have a chance to talk to you.
Well, thank you, St. Mary's Insurance, for bringing up and helping being neighborly. So now we're going to look at the camera. I'm going to count to 3, and we'll both say speedy delivery. And that'll be our sign off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Speedy delivery.